Life can be found in almost every corner and crevice of our planet Earth. Leaping, swimming, flying, sprinting, slithering, crawling, or rooted firmly in place, organisms appear and die and are replaced by new generations and new species. Whether a similar bounty of life exists elsewhere in the universe is one of the oldest and most tantalizing questions of science. Considering the extensiveness of the universe and the countless stars it contains, the odds would seem in favor of the answer being yes, being that we are here made of stardust. Therefore, it is at least possible that there are others. If we are ever to find extraterrestrial life in the solar system, it's probably much more likely to look like a few cells rather than a walking and talking green man. Our best bets for life in our solar system would be in the form of bacteria. Bacteria come in many shapes and sizes, from minute spheres, cylinders, and spiral threads, to flagellated rods and filamentous chains. Although generally less than 5 micrometers long, smaller than a human red blood cell, they are found practically everywhere and live in some of the most unusual and seemingly inhospitable places on Earth. Nonetheless, finding any kind of life beyond Earth would be an extraordinary feat. Our best hopes of finding life in our solar system rest on 5 candidates. The 6th largest moon of Saturn has been called the most promising bet for life, thanks to its welcoming temperature and the likely presence of water and simple organic molecules. The surface of the icy moon is thought to be about 99% water ice, with a good chance of liquid water beneath. Observations suggest the presence of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen, organic molecules thought to be necessary to develop life. And the moon seems to have a boiling core of molten rock that could heat the world to the temperatures needed to give rise to life. Jupiter's moon Europa also seems a possible stomping ground for life, due to its potential water and volcanic activity. Though the surface seems to be frozen, many suspect that buried underneath is an ocean of liquid water. Volcanic activity on the moon could provide life-supporting heat, as well as important chemicals needed by living organisms. Microbial life could potentially survive near hydrothermal vents on Europa, as it does on Earth. As far as planets go, by far the frontrunner for life is our next-door neighbor Mars. The red planet is the most Earth-like of the solar system planets, with a comparatively similar size and temperature range as our own planet. Large bodies of water ice lie on Mars' poles, and there's a reasonable chance of liquid water beneath the surface. Cyanobacteria could be a possibility for life on the poles of Mars, since it exists here on Earth in the barren glaciers of Antarctica. The puny atmosphere on the planet is not strong enough to shield the planet against lethal solar radiation, though microbes could potentially exist beneath the surface. Evidence also suggests that Mars may have been even more habitable in the past. Geologic features imply that liquid water once flowed across the surface, and volcanic activity now dead once flourished, recycling chemicals and minerals between the surface and the interior. Saturn's largest moon looks suspiciously like it might have hosted life, because its thick atmosphere is rich in compounds that often mark the presence of living organisms. For instance, Titan's air is filled with methane, which is usually destroyed by sunlight. On Earth, life constantly replenishes methane, so it might similarly be responsible for the methane on Titan. Titan is rather cold, however, and if liquid water exists, it must be deep beneath the frozen surface. Jupiter's moon Io is also one of the few solar system moons to support an atmosphere, and it contains complex chemicals promising for life. Volcanism on the moon also makes it warmer than many others, which is another good sign. Io is still a long shot though, because its location inside Jupiter's magnetic field means it is constantly being pelted with lethal radiation. Its violent surface also seems inhospitable, with temperatures often too cold to support life, as well as molten hotspots that are equally deadly. The discovery of life forms inhabiting the unexplored extremities of our solar system will bring into greater awareness the magnificence of a living universe. Not only that, but it will finally solve the age-old question that we are not alone. Even if it is microbial life, the domain of life will no longer belong to our planet.